Welcome to the Introduction to Spotter lesson. In this lesson, you will learn to navigate to the Spotter interface. Identify between the two modes available for search, such as the search mode and the research mode. Next, you will learn to ask direct data retrieval questions to Spotter using the search mode. Furthermore, you will review how Spotter arrives at an answer. Finally, you will interact with the Spotter-generated visualization by performing actions such as drilling down, saving, and downloading the answer. Let's start by navigating to Spotter and taking a quick look at the interface before we ask our first question. Under the Insights panel, click Spotter. Here, notice the familiar query bar where users type their natural language queries. On the left, click the Open Panel icon to reveal the chat history. Here, you can find your previous conversation threads, and you can start from where you left off. Just below the query bar, you'll see the search and the research modes. Search mode is used for direct questions and straightforward analysis where the intent is clear and the answer can be returned quickly. For example, what is the total sales amount? Research mode is used for open-ended and investigative questions that require breaking the problem into parts and synthesizing insights. For example, how can we improve performance for this product category? The compute budget for the search mode is lesser compared to the research mode. So, as a best practice, if you have a simple data retrieval question, use the search mode, it is faster. If your question is complex and requires multi-step analysis, it is better to use the research mode. To set the context for your question, you first need to select a data source. Click here, and you have the option to select either the auto mode or a standalone data source. Notice that beside the data source selection, if you click the drop-down, you can preview data and see the columns and rows in the data source. If you have edit access to the model, or if you are an administrator, you can add data model instructions. Data model instructions are used to coach Spotter with global rules that apply across all relevant queries. The tools icon towards your right will help you to connect to applications such as Slack, Asana, and so on. This is useful if you want to send an analysis report to a Slack channel or create an Asana task. Now, what if you wanted to pull external context such as web search, Confluence pages, or add any documents? Just click the plus icon and add the necessary context that you need. Let's start by asking questions to Spotter. Since we are using a direct data retrieval question, notice that we are using the search mode. Let's select the auto mode for performing this search and see how this works. Click on the existing data source and select auto mode. In the query bar, enter Show Me Sales by Region. Spotter scans all the data sources available and suggests its top picks along with a confidence percentage. Here, sample retail apparel is the one with the highest confidence percentage and is the one we are looking for. Enter the follow-up prompt as select the retail apparel dataset and press Enter. Spotter returns with a breakdown of sales by region and shows it as a bar chart. Now let's take a look at how Spotter arrived at this answer. Click Show Work. Spotter starts by exploring the dataset to understand what columns are available and which ones are relevant to the question. Next, Spotter identifies the relevant dataset context. Here, it's determining which measures and attributes are needed to answer the question. Based on that context, Spotter builds the query needed to answer the question. Finally, Spotter runs the query, fetches the data, and generates the answer you see on the screen. What's important here is that Spotter doesn't just give you an answer. It shows how the question was interpreted and how the answer was produced, and it takes the time needed to plan and validate the analysis before returning the result. Coming to the answer, notice the search tokens at the top. Spotter translated the question into keyword-based search tokens, allowing you to easily verify the generated answer. You can hover over search tokens to learn more about each. You can toggle the display between chart and table easily by clicking the View Chart or Table icon. To get a closer look at a generated answer, you can click the Expand icon. This brings the selected answer full screen. To return to the conversation, click Close. You can drill down on the visualization to get granular insights. Right-click on a West Region chart bar and click Drill Down. Select State. Sales in the West Region states such as California, Idaho, and Montana are displayed. To get back to the original visualization, click the Undo button. To pin an answer to a live board, click the Pin button. Then, select the live board you want it to go on and click Pin again. If you want to save it as a standalone answer, click Save. Then, give it a name and confirm the save. If you want to share your answer outside of ThoughtSpot, like in a presentation or a spreadsheet, you can download the answer as a PNG, XLSX, or CSV file. And to edit an answer that Spotter has generated, you can click the Edit button. This opens a window that is familiar. It's the Search Data interface. You can edit any columns, formulas, parameters, and customize the chart as needed. Below the visualization, Spotter provides a summary of the results in a tabular format. This shows the exact sales values for each region, making it easy to verify the numbers behind the chart. Under the table, Spotter also highlights key insights from the data.